Hat, sunglasses, Pepsi, notes, sources, thick skin, check. You already know. Let's go. Golden Blooded is a college football YouTube channel for entertainment. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into our next college football video. And just as he mysteriously came like a thief in the night, he's gone the same way. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the Big Ten commissioner, Kevin Warren. He might be getting a new job. He might not be the Big Ten commissioner headed into 2023. This is big time breaking news. Kevin Warren is the top candidate for the president CEO of the Chicago Bears job opening. He's already interviewed in person. That's already happened. And he's among the final candidates. Why wouldn't he be? I mean, the guy is genius. He's done great things for the Big Ten. A decision on this matter will be made in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I will say this, the statement that the Big Ten released doesn't show much confidence in the Chicago Bears actually getting Kevin Warren as their president and CEO of operations. Here is the statement that the Big Ten has released. Over the course of 3 decades in professional and collegiate sports, Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren regularly receives unique opportunities and requests for his expertise from leaders across all sports. So it's almost like, no, he's not going to take the job. Don't worry. He gets these opportunities and these requests all the time, and he turns them down all the time. So we're really not worried about this. It's just one of those things where another opportunity comes along. But he actually interviewed in person for that job. That tells me that he's actually interested. Is the Big Ten panicking? They're trying to play it down. No. He doesn't have any interest in that. These opportunities, these requests, they come all the time. He turns them down left and right. We will be able to retain him. But if he doesn't, what happens? If he doesn't stay at the Big Ten and he does take the request of the Chicago Bears and becomes the president and CEO of operations, does the Big Ten panic? Is this a panic statement from the Big Ten? Are they worried that Kevin Warren will actually take this job? Because he interviewed in person. That's what tells me he's interested. And the Chicago Bears have named him as a final candidate in the list of candidates. So yeah, they are interested in him and he's interested in that. So Big Ten, if you don't think that Kevin Warren is taking this serious, then you're not paying attention. You need to be looking just in case. And yes, Kevin Warren has been a great commissioner at the Big Ten. And I don't think things will be quite the same. I don't think they'll go into the crapper, into the toilet or anything like that. But things will be different in the Big Ten once Kevin Warren is gone. Does this statement show panic or does it show confidence in Kevin Warren saying, no, he will stay as the Big Ten commissioner. He will turn down this opportunity. I don't know. This could go both ways, guys. Kevin Warren has done a lot for the Big Ten. This actually surprises me just a little bit. Although I'm sure the pay grade is much higher as a CEO and president of an NFL football team is much higher than the Big Ten commissioner. But my gosh, what is the Big Ten going to do? And I'm not saying the Big Ten is in trouble. Not by any means. The Big Ten is fine. They are okay. They just got UCLA and USC last year under Kevin Warren. It's just what type of decisions will we see from the new Big Ten commissioner? Who will the new Big Ten commissioner be? Who will be their list of candidates to replace Kevin Warren as the Big Ten commissioner? I mean, could they lure Greg Sankey away from the SEC? No, I don't think that happens, but man, wouldn't that be something? Then the SEC would be looking for a new commissioner. So the Big Ten picked up USC and UCLA last year, and they were expected to raid the ACC in the coming years. Because from what I'm hearing, the 8 teams needed to dissolve the granted rights of the ACC, they do exist. And that's counting Notre Dame. I've talked about that a million times. I don't agree with the ACC giving, and yes, I'm saying giving Notre Dame a nuke vote in exchange for, hey, if you join a conference full-time in football, it has to be the ACC if you do it before 2036. They're never going to consider that. That was never on the table. So you basically gave them a nuke vote for no reason. And I understand they're a member in all the other sports. But the main sport that you need them to be a full-time member is football. So no, I don't agree with the ACC giving Notre Dame a nuke vote. But anyways, I do expect the Big Ten to raid the ACC. Do their choices change because of a new Big Ten commissioner? That's another question that you have to ask. Would they focus more on the Pac-12? Would they be more willing to accept Washington and Oregon as far as the new Big Ten commissioner goes? Because it was Kevin Warren that turned them down. Would the new Big Ten commissioner be willing to consider Oregon and Washington sooner rather than later? Those are some big time questions, because this is something that not a lot of people expected, including myself. I did not see Kevin Warren leaving the Big Ten anytime soon. I guess the biggest question you could ask is this a bad thing for the Big Ten, or is it a good thing? Well, I don't think it could be a good thing for the Big Ten. That could be out of the question. But is it a bad thing for the Big Ten? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves, because Kevin Warren has done a magnificent job over there as the Big Ten commissioner. I mean, that's why he's being considered for the job opening of the Chicago Bears president, CEO of operations. I mean, that was a no-brainer. So is this bad news for the Big Ten? I'm not sure. It could be. Potentially, because you never know. You could bring in a bad egg who really doesn't know how to make good decisions and put the Big Ten in a bad position as far as conference realignment. I think they're going to be fine as a conference as far as moving forward and with playoff expansion and all that stuff. They're on solid ground. They just got USC and UCLA. I'm talking beyond that. The plans that were beyond that. Who was the Big Ten going to pick up under the leadership of Kevin Warren? And does that change with a new Big Ten commissioner? Those are the questions we have to ask. This year has been a great year for the Big Ten. They have two teams in the playoffs, Michigan and Ohio State. Ohio State basically backed their way in because USC got to the Pac-12 championship and lost to Utah again. I don't agree with that decision. I would have put USC in over Ohio State. I know they have one more loss, but it's because they played one extra game. You're punishing USC for making their conference championship and giving it to Ohio State, even though they got obliterated by Michigan at home. So no, I didn't agree with that. But it does tell you that the Big Ten has clout with the playoff selection committee. Could that clout waver or change or diminish under a new Big Ten commissioner? And what about Notre Dame? Does this affect Notre Dame? Was Notre Dame ever considering joining the Big Ten? And was it Kevin Warren that could entice them to finally join the Big Ten? And now that Kevin Warren's gone, could that be out of the question? Now, that's all hearsay. I have no proof, no evidence that Notre Dame was ever interested in the Big Ten. We all know that the Big Ten was interested in Notre Dame, but I have no proof or evidence that Notre Dame was interested in the Big Ten. But if they were, and if it was because of Kevin Warren, could that change under new leadership of the Big Ten? A lot of ripple effects if Kevin Warren does indeed get that job as the president and CEO of operations for the Chicago Bears. And like I said earlier, a decision is expected to be made in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, it's not a done deal. He hasn't accepted the job. They haven't officially offered him the job, but he is a top candidate, and I could see them hiring Kevin Warren. With him interviewing in person, that means that he's interested in the job. So if they offer him the job, I expect Kevin Warren to take the position of president and CEO of operations of the Chicago Bears. So this is basically in the court of the Chicago Bears. Do they want Kevin Warren? And if that does happen, what happens with the Big Ten as far as leadership goes? And what type of ripple effect will we see in the future as far as conference realignment? Because that would be the main thing that would be affected if Kevin Warren does decide to take the job, if offered by the Chicago Bears. I'm not saying that the Big Ten would go under if the Chicago Bears do offer Kevin Warren this job title and he accepts. I'm just saying, how does it affect conference realignment going forward after that? Does it change directions? Did he want to go in one direction and the new Big Ten commissioner wants to go in another direction? A lot of things could happen. A lot of consequences, ripple effects because of this big time decision by Kevin Warren. So we'll see if the Chicago Bears do indeed offer him the job and he takes the job. And then we'll see who the Big Ten hires to replace Kevin Warren if he does, in fact, end up at the Chicago Bears. So y'all let me know in the comment section. Number one, do you think that the Chicago Bears will offer Kevin Warren the position of president and CEO of operations? If so, do you think he'll accept the job? And if all that happens, who do you think the Big Ten goes after as far as hiring a replacement for Kevin Warren as the new Big Ten commissioner? That's all I got for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.